3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the hashtag Twinlifepodcast.
Hello.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Ashley.
If you've never joined us before, hopefully if you're watching, you can tell our voices apart. If you're looking at us, hopefully we sit on the same side every time.
Yes.
So hopefully that helps you guys with knowing who's who.
Yeah.
Especially with like our
Change
hair.
our hair.
Our hair is
again
very similar now. So I was showing people pictures of our Halloween costumes, and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys look so alike!" And like, it's been a long time since it's been interesting. So, anyways, if you guys can't tell us apart, Amber, I'm on the right, y'all's left, and that's Ashley.
Yes.
But yeah, so if you guys have this is your first time listening, thank you guys for joining us. Please follow us on anywhere you listen to podcasts, and then also hit the bell so you guys get notifications on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Please also please feel free to listen to us as well.
Yeah.
If you're in the car, just turn us on. Maybe just catch up on all the episodes. If you want to watch us every week, awesome. But then go back, binge all of our episodes as well, just in the car, working out, at work, whatever you guys want to do. We would really appreciate that. And leave us a comment, a 5-star review, all the things.
All the things. All that stuff helps. And then on YouTube specifically, making sure that you guys watch the episode all the way through really helps. YouTube really cares about like you watching the video from start to finish. It's part of their algorithm. So yes, if you're gonna watch us, play us on YouTube, and then go about your home and just let it play all the way through, because that will really help us. So, all right. Okay, so we really want to talk about Halloween. When we're putting this episode out, Halloween will be last week,
right,
on Tuesday.
That's why we didn't do a podcast, because it was so busy.
Yes. We had literally, so the whole week previous to that was Red Ribbon Week, right?
Yeah.
So they already had like all this dress up stuff that the kids had to do throughout the week, including wear their costumes on Friday. Then we had soccer games. Do we have 2? No, we just had the one on Saturday. And then we had to go to the team Halloween party. So we had to wear costumes. Phoenix had to wear his costume on Friday.
When was the birthday party?
There wasn't a birthday party. It was a Halloween party. It was a team Halloween party.
Oh, okay. So was that the weekend before? When was the birthday party? It was right over here.
Whose birthday?
Phoenix's friend. That was at the park. Dark Rhino Park. Was the week before?
Oh yeah. That was
very close too.
That was the weekend before. Yeah. Yeah. So we went to that, but this weekend we had the Friday the Halloween dress up for school. Then we had the dress up for Halloween for the team party. Then we had nothing on Sunday, which was great. And then Monday, no, you had the thing on Sunday.
Oh yeah, no, my things are different because we did the trunk or treat, which was on Thursday.
Yeah.
Then you guys went out you had a soccer game. Then you guys went out on Saturday.
Oh, I forgot the trunk or treat.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. Thursday the trunk or treat.
Then they dressed up at school the next day, right, on Friday.
Yeah.
Then because they had the parade.
Yeah.
And then you guys went out on Saturday and had the soccer game. Then Sunday I went out for Halloween. I dressed as Wednesday. If you haven't seen all of our Halloween content, please go look at it. It's really cute. Dressing up as Wednesday was so fun. Like I loved, because I've been really getting into like doing my makeup and stuff. So this was like the most fun I could have like playing. And honestly, when it was coming together, I was like, I had to tell myself to like trust the process, because oh my gosh, when I put the foundation on, it was so white, and then I put like the dark eyebrows, and I was like, it was so dark, and I was like, this is gonna be terrible. But then when it came all together, I was like, oh, it looks so nice. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
So then after that, then Tuesday we had Halloween, took the boys trick or treating. I also had Thursday also I had to dress up at work. So yes, I had to dress up at work. No, Tuesday on Halloween I dressed up at work, and then came home, hauled butt home to take everybody trick or treating. So I had 2 costumes. You had 2 costumes this year. I had 2 costumes this year. So
I was April O'Neil, and then I didn't want to do April O'Neil again because the boys were all Ninja Turtles, except Landon had 2 costumes. But Phoenix was
not on purpose. He did not have 2 costumes on purpose.
Phoenix was a Ninja Turtle the whole time. And then I was April O'Neil for the Halloween party that we went to on Saturday. But then for trick-or-treating, I decided to be a cat. I asked Phoenix, do you want me to be a cat or you want me to be April O'Neil? And he said, you should be a cat, Mom. So
Landon really wanted me to dress up as Wednesday again. I just didn't have the energy to do makeup.
Yeah, the makeup was a lot. It would have been cool though, Twin. You would have gotten a lot of people like probably wanting to take pictures with you and stuff. because it was a really cool costume. It was really cool. You can always do it again because I think season 2 comes out next year. So
I'm gonna do Wednesday again. Do a different Wednesday outfit.
maybe she'll have a different outfit in the show. Who knows?
No, guys, I can't do Wednesday 2 years. No, I gotta top it next year.
You could do Wednesday like in her big black like.
But I was already Wednesday one year. I can do Wednesday every year.
I'm not saying be. I'm saying it'd be a different. Anyways, never mind. That's besides the point. Okay, so yeah, so Halloween was cool. Trick or treating was really cool. The thing that really threw me off about trick or treating, because we didn't do it as kids. We went to like festivals at church and things like that. And I was very, very resistant towards trick or treating. I think I've said this on previous podcasts talking about Halloween. But this year, that thing that was crazy to me was like in the neighborhood that we live in, the amount of people that had the freaking goodie bags instead of just a piece of candy.
The neighborhood does the most, and I loved it. I was just like so for it. This man had a whole cooler, was just handing out alcohol to parents.
Yeah.
Like people actually wrapped goodie bags for all these people. Like how many goodie bags? Like I was annoyed. I'm annoyed to have to pack 24 goodie bags for Landon's like birthday and for Valentine's Day and for Easter and all that stuff at school. And they packed like you just do 25 and then just have a bowl of candy, and then if you make it to, if you're early
Carlos
enough, you get the is that what
Phoenix's friend Carlos, his mother, packed 200 something of those.
That is flabbergasting.
Her and her husband together.
That's flabbergasting to me.
Yeah. So each one of those goodie bags,
and they decorate
that she made, and they decorate. Each one of those goodie bags, and they put out a whole table and has a sign.
She has snacks too. She has like snacks, chips and waters.
Yeah.
Like they just do a lot, and I love it. I really do love it. It makes it so it's fun and sweet, and like
I feel like once Phoenix gets older and he gets out of like the trick or treating stage and he like wants to give out candy, we can like take out like maybe Derek or I can take out Griffin to trick or treat, and the other one will stay, and we can do like a cool thing and hand out candy to the kids.
Yeah,
because I think that's what one of the other parents was saying. Like they have older kids and then they have the kids that are Phoenix's age, and they said, yeah, once they get older, they usually stop trick or treating around 12, and then that's when they like stay home and they hand out candy to all the little ones. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's like a cool transition. So like, or maybe Phoenix will come with us and like, or he can take his brother out trick or treating or something. So, anyways, we'll see. That'll be really.
They were Ashley and Derek were very resistant last year about trick or treating, and I was like, guys, because I did it a couple times in Indiana, and I was like, this is actually so fun.
I'm sorry, I just think it's crazy that we're telling kids that they can just. The reason I feel better where we live now,
because the school's right there, and it's all parents.
Yeah, the school. Yeah, the school is literally, we can see the school from where we live, and we know almost every other house we knocked on, we knew the freaking family.
Yeah,
or the people we were with knew them. And we we trick-or-treated with a big group of people, and it was just really cool. Like we had like a lot of kids. Phoenix, we kept running into kids from the school. He kept seeing his friends. Like it was just really cool. So I feel like it's very like safe in our neighborhood to do it. Just the idea of it, I think it was because when we were younger, whenever we would come home, like it would just be like teenagers running crazy, like
that's why you'd come
in scary costumes, like terrifying people, like doing all this stuff, and it's just like, why? This does not sound fun. I think it's fun when they're little. I think when they get older, I think it becomes like, to me, it starts becoming dangerous. Halloween parties, like I was telling you, I think that was the good thing about
going to the Halloween party that I went to that was on a Sunday, because everybody was out on Friday and Saturday for Halloween. Not as many people went out on Sunday, so it was very mild. It was like a lot of people that were like older, like our age, that were out. Very chill vibe. Like that is like you get to still get to dress up, still get to have fun, enjoy the DJ, but like it was R&B themed, like the music was fun. You know, it was just like, a lot more
Halloween,
chill.
Like when we would go downtown in Austin, was crazy.
Oh, crazy.
And like dangerous.
It was dangerous always like that on 36.
I know, but I'm just saying like
like, gunshots.
That's like
people getting in fights.
That's like Halloween to me.
That's not Halloween everywhere.
Like, so to me, I'm just like the idea of being out, you know. And then like there's like, you know, spiritual aspects to it and like all that stuff, All Hallows Eve and all that stuff that just kind of like gives me a little bit of like resistance towards the whole thing. Now I do like Dia de los Muertos, which we actually did. Phoenix had a ofrenda, and he put it on his dresser in his room. We put out the decorations in the house, and Phoenix like colored, like, because his class does like all this stuff for Dia de los Muertos. So he had like an alebrije, and he like colored it and like did all this stuff. So it was really cool to do that for the first time this year. I think we'll definitely continue to. I like the idea. I guess Catholic people have All Saints Day, which is on the same day. Yes, as
or
Dia
All
de los
Souls
Muertos.
Day.
All Souls Day. I'm sorry, All Souls Day. Yeah.
So I was actually talking to Pat because my coworker is she's Filipino. So I was asking her, if you don't know this about the Philippines were originally taken over by the Spaniards for a very long time. So they have a lot of like Spanish Mexican heritage, like kind of mixed in. They have a lot of words that are similar to Spanish words.
Yeah.
So I was asking her, like, do you guys do Dia de los Muertos or no? She's like, no, we do All Souls Day, which is very, very, very.
It's
very
basically
similar.
the same.
It's very similar, but it's like slight tweaks into like Dia de los Muertos, like little things that they believe, like if I think in Dia de los Muertos that they can't, if you don't leave anything out with them, they come back, they can't go back or whatever it is. They don't believe that unless for All Souls. So it's like little things like that, and like the mythology of the day that is like slightly different, but it's basically the same concept. You leave things out for your ancestors to come and like
honor them. And apparently they decorate their the cemetery like really like more.
That's
like
that's what Pat said. She's like,
they
go, the cemetery was like, they go to the cemetery and it's beautiful and they decorate it and they have candle wax. She said what she used to do, this kind of made me sad. So what she used to do when she was a kid was she used to, like, the candle wax would melt, and so she and her friends would gather all the candle wax and she would roll up in a ball and she would sell it.
For money? They needed money?
I don't know if they needed money or because she said it was fun. So I was like, oh, that sounds so nice.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
That was my first thought was, wow, okay. You had to gather the wax off the ground from the people in the cemetery.
Maybe it's not as sad. Maybe it's more into like what's not the word? Not intuitive. Ingenious is not the word either. But maybe it's like a creative way to make money. They're just like, this is an opportunity. Seize it.
Yeah. She said it was fun. Like they would just like gather all the wax. And
they would just walk around a cemetery and gather the wax.
Well, yeah, after like because they would do their celebration and then everybody's candles would have melted or whatever, so they gather all the wax, roll it up in balls, and sell it.
I feel like it's.
But smart. She said they would use it to. What did she say they would use it for? I think she said they used it to just like buy candy and stuff. So it wasn't sad. But when she originally said it to me, I was like, yeah. They also have a tradition where what they do is like they buy. If you live in America, you buy candy and then you send it back to your family, like whole box containers, candy of like Halloween.
Because they don't have the same candy.
Yeah,
they don't have the same candy here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's see.
MAFS.
Yes, we're going to talk about Married at First Sight because
you guys love a good recap. Every time we do a recap,
it does really well. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. We did watch 2 episodes.
We had to because we wouldn't have been able to get.
Because there would have been nothing to talk about if we hadn't.
That's the bottom line. While Married at First Sight is so long-winded, they've added commentary along the way.
Okay, let's talk about the basic setup of how this works. The hour and a half, the pre-episode to the episode was literally an episode of nothing. And then they have the episode. Then they have the lady, the host, Rudy. Oh, it is her, huh?
Yeah, that's not her name.
But hosting. Why?
Hosting the episode for what?
Also, do people not realize we watch this on Hulu? We fast forward through all the bull crap.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting here watching commercials and you commentate halfway. It's too long.
It's 2.5 hours. It's
so long. I realize this. It's actually 2 hours, but because of the way Hulu records it, the last hour is that whole after show thing.
Yeah.
So it's about, with commercials, an hour and 45 minutes. Still really long. But man, I felt like there was a lot of maybe we're just getting bored and wanting to get to the process, or it just feels like a lot.
I'm just really ready to get to the meat. Like great, like I miss when they would like they would squish all their marriages into one episode.
Yeah,
like no one cares.
We have 20-something episodes to get to know these couples. Let's get to it. They get married. Let's boom. They get married. Boom. Get married.
I'm ready for the honeymoon.
Spit them out. Yeah. Let's get to the freaking honeymoons. Let's get to the freaking wherever tropical place they're gonna send them to because they're frozen Colorado.
It took us 2 weeks to freaking get there, so that's why like we didn't do the original because we didn't know anything about the original couples until now because they barely covered anything. Yeah, they barely
figured it out when they started talking, having their conversations together, like on the wedding days. Okay. So the season starts, or the real
spoiler alert. If you have not watched the episode of Married at First Sight already, we're gonna spoil it.
We're gonna spoil everything. So
all the things. So
hence the title.
Hit pause. Go watch it. Listen, or if you don't care, just listen.
Yeah. If you would rather, it's a better idea. You can listen to our recap, and you may not even care to watch the show because
That's
give you
true.
all the information you need right here.
Yes.
Okay. So the very first thing that was obviously like a big scandal this season was the fact that poor Michael. Okay, so Michael is the one, I'm gonna put up photos of everybody. But Michael was the one who he has like the tattoos.
He's the boxer.
He's the boxer. He's got a cool vibe. He has like an AJ. We were saying he has an AJ from Backstreet Boys vibe. Yeah. Right. He is a little bit weird. He likes to play around with gender and his like the way he dresses and stuff.
Skirts, dresses.
He has an extremely normal group of friends, and he's like the weird one.
He really is. His friends were so regular,
normal, like regular dudes.
Yeah.
I was so excited for him. Okay. So what was confusing me when we were watching it, I was like, where's the other girl? Why do we not see her? Okay. And the way the episode started, we were confused because it starts off with his wedding. And we're like, wait, who are you? And did we miss? So we had to we went back to the previous episode. We watched the last 5 minutes.
No, we didn't miss anything.
Oh, okay, cool. So if you'd watched a few minutes more, we would have realized they had flashback and then they're going to explain. So long story short, poor Michael, he ends up
with no bride.
With nobody. We see her walk down the aisle to him.
They won't show us. This is the thing. They will not show us her face. They didn't show any of her family. She just must have agreed to. She just did not agree to have her like this. I don't think it was even her voice.
Yeah, and honestly, the thing that was so sad was that her gift to him was so sweet. She sent him like a sword and a crown. He was gonna be her king.
It was sad because he went out there and wore it.
Yeah. And he was so happy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm rooting for him. He sent I'm sure he sent just as lovely of a gift to her and everything. And then she just said, nope.
So we have no idea what this woman looked like. Just that he got left. He actually handled it really well. He was sad. He was very gracious to her. I think low-key was trying to be like, look, we know this is scary. You can do this, whatever. But he also was just I honor your decision. And this is what
he was so respectful and so nice.
Yeah.
So it looks like, based on the end of the weddings that we're going to see in the third episode, that they're going to approach him and ask him if he wants to try again. Because, and to be honest, I wish they did this more, because the way that people get left on this show is beyond unfair. Like the previous season where you had the narcissist girl that we had to watch the entirety, kick her off, give this man another person that wants to participate in the process.
Right, for real.
Because we want to see him be happy.
Or the man that got left on the wedding night.
Yes, her too. Him too.
She's I feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable. I feel unsafe. And I respected if she feels unsafe, but she had no reason to feel unsafe. He was being very respectful. Nicest man. That was just stupid. And she just, anyways. I don't know who the girl was. They better be glad we don't know, because she would have gotten drugged on the internet.
Oh yeah, she would have.
She also would have probably gotten 100,000 followers overnight.
She knows that she would have gotten drugged. This is why we have not seen her face.
Yeah, missed opportunity on her part. But she decided to
But I will say for her is that she could have said yes just to make sure she was on TV and
true. And then just been
crap. Yeah. Just, what are they knuckle.
But I don't understand. You get through the whole
it's a vigorous process to go through all the way through.
And what a waste of time. Why did you not quit before? Your whole family was there. You went through the whole process. You got fully done up everything head to toe. Walk down to be like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
And her response didn't seem like it's him.
She literally says to him, oh, you're so lovely. You're such a great guy.
How do you know?
But it was based on his reaction to her, was so respectful.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's got to flip her. No. Man, I was really sad about him. So we kept getting him mixed up with the Native American guy.
Orion. Which now they don't look anything alike.
Yeah, they don't look anything alike.
When you're doing really quick, it's two long-haired guys, both dark features, kind of chiseled faces. I was we're trying to keep, but we can talk about what's the girl he's with? What's her name? Lauren. Okay, so Lauren and Orion.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think they were going to work. We're going to put a picture up of the couple.
And you can't tell this from the picture.
They look so happy.
Oh, yeah.
But, so she told, what's his name? Starts with C. Pastor Cal, that she wanted somebody, she'd never dated outside her race. she would prefer to have somebody inside of her race. That's what she initially said. I want to date a black guy. I want him to be like, the way she presented it came off like, I want a strong, big black man to like protect me, and like I want him to be very like traditional, this and that. Okay. Then Pastor Cal asks, which then I was like,
it's a weird question.
Does she really want that? Is, would you be okay if he had ever been with a man? And she said, yeah, sure. Like if he explored that side of himself, that's fine. Like I'm cool with whatever.
And she also said that she'd be cool. He's like, well, what if it was a different culture from yours?
Right, because she had said that she feels like being with a black man, they would understand the culture, and she's very big into like black culture and heritage and her ancestors, all that stuff. So Pastor Cal asked her, like, well, what if this person has a strong culture? It's just not your culture. And she's like, well, that would be cool. Like I can learn about that, blah, blah. So all the years we watched Ready for Sight, I'm thinking, one, she is full of crap. She's just saying that because she's nice.
Right.
And she doesn't want to sound like a jerk. The reality is, no, that's fine. But please,
I will say that the producers definitely knew that they were going to have to explain this choice.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to show it that much of her interview, but they picked specific things. Because when you see this man, he gives a very strong, very feminine energy.
Yeah. And he is Native American. I can't remember the tribes right now, but he's Native American, and his mom is Native American. His dad, he doesn't really talk about his dad that much, so he's mostly raised by his mom. He mentions being raised in a matriarchy, and that
sister's really cool.
Yeah, his sister's a cool chick. We see her for a couple minutes, but he says, I like women who are darker skinned. I like them to be like, very feminine and this and that, whatever. He does talk about how he had been with a man before, where he kissed a man. He figured out that he's straight and all that stuff. So basically, he knows he wants to be with a woman. Cool. However, his energy is a little bit on the feminine side, which I thought she would kind of like pick up on, and it might bother her because of the way she described the man that she wanted to be with was like very strong and masculine.
Yeah.
But they seem to be great.
Instantly click. No. Yeah. I was shooketh.
Yeah, she even says like she's very attracted to him. She's beautiful, so he's obviously attracted to her.
No, that's not always the case in Married at First Sight. Somebody's gonna be idiots.
I know, but okay. Well, it seems plainly obvious to me that he would be attracted to her. So honestly, I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like they're gonna work. Like I'm rooting for them.
They showed us a clip of them kissing. So I mean,
yeah, on the honeymoon. There is also though they did lead us to believe that she does cheat on him.
Well.
So we'll see. We will see what happens.
Not condoning cheating, y'all, but
he's just doesn't seem like her type.
He doesn't
at all. So
we'll see how it develops.
But from the very beginning, like I'm kind of rooting for them. I think that they kind of click. She's kind of odd. He's really odd.
Yeah, their oddness matches. They look nice in this photo.
Yeah, they look good in this photo. So, all right. Let's talk about Brett and Emily. So Emily is the one that says
never been married, never been in a relationship before.
Never, not just not been married, never been in a relationship longer than 8 months, I think she said.
I thought she said she's never been in a relationship.
She said she's been in like situationship things, but never anything she would call like adult relationship.
This has been a very common, because when I was watching Love Island, there's a lot of girls that were saying, I've never actually been in a relationship. I've been in situationships. Which was weird because I feel like when we were growing up, it was like, you meet them in 8th grade and you're like, I like you, you like me, cool, we're dating. And then we're boyfriend and girlfriend instantly for 3 weeks and we break up. So for her to be like that was the mentality we grew up with. So for her to get all the way through college and never date, like seriously date someone, to me is very, not once.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe it's just because of her definition.
Maybe.
Like, she didn't consider it like a real relationship. Maybe the men did, and she was just like, nah.
She said it wasn't them. It wasn't her. It wasn't them. It wasn't her. It was them. Not. She's like, all these guys not wanting to like commit to me or take me seriously or call me back or whatever. So, well, I guess we'll get to see what it is. But she is definitely a very party.
Yeah, girl. I was gonna say she did.
But and the clips look like he was throwing back the shots with her. So.
But we saw how that worked out in a previous season where homeboy tried to keep up with her. Remember? And he got like real sick. You remember? he got like super drunk. I can't remember what couple it was, but he tried to keep up with her drinking on the honeymoon, and he ended up being upset because he didn't want to drink that much. He shouldn't drink that much.
Oh.
And he was like, and she's like, and he was like, well, why did you? He basically says that he said like at some point like I can't sustain this. Like this is like cool vacation vibes. And then he thinks she's an alcoholic because they're drinking like that on vacation. And they get back, and she's like, he's like, no, like I don't drink like that in regular life, just on vacation. So anyway, so yeah, what are their names? Brennan and Emily? Is that what I said? Yeah. Brennan seemed concerned that.
Well, obviously he's gonna be concerned, but obviously they're gonna play it up.
Yeah, he seemed concerned that she hadn't been in a serious relationship.
Is Brennan the one that's like scary, like we're together till we die? Is that him?
I think so. I think that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to get divorced. His parents
never. My parents hated each other for the first 20 years of their marriage, and they're still together. Like,
yes, I think that is it.
Sir, it's not good.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, his parents did. They hated each. He said his parents like they. What did he say? He didn't. He doesn't like their marriage, but he appreciates the fact that they stuck it out. So he likes. He wants to have a miserable marriage for forever.
No,
I feel like bad advice.
Oh yeah, terrible.
The only thing
also scary.
The only thing I can say is that I think that she is not going to bring any bad habits because she's not been in a long-term relationship. She's not going to have any like. This is going to be her first go at it, and sometimes people's first go at relationships work out.
Yeah.
So
they do look cute together.
Yeah, they look really cute, and I think that they're. I think
this
she
whole
did go crazy
season
in the bachelor party.
Is making me kind of want a wedding in Denver.
I know the snow is so pretty, and their freaking engagement pictures are so pretty because there's all this beautiful like snow in the background, and everything.
Even super brown, crisp trees,
and also they don't look cold at all.
No,
I'd be freezing. Okay, so the next couple is Claire and Cameron. Oh my gosh, so her whole family makes a huge deal about the freaking the kiwi bird.
Wow, he looks very pale. He's like the color of the snow there.
And he's very tall. She's 5 feet tall. But even that's like 8 inches. So yeah, maybe he's not that tall. He's probably just like 6 feet. Yeah, he just looks like a jolly green giant next to her.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she is like kind of sketched out because he gives her a gift, and it's just like a stuffed animal of the bird, the kiwi bird from New Zealand. And she's like, wait, why did you give me a stuffed animal? And it is, the note says, I flew all the way over the ocean to meet you, or whatever. And she's like, what? But then, like, when they
played it like she was stupid, but as soon as she heard him talk, she was like,
now I get it. Yeah. She's like, oh, duh.
Kiwi,
like, I'm not
from New Zealand.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So his story is like he came all the way from New Zealand. He's staying with his.
He has dual citizenship.
Yes.
Learned this.
Because his mom's from Ohio, apparently. And
dual citizenship was important for them to know because I was like, are we doing like a citizenship marriage on like a 90 Day Fiance on Married at First Sight?
Yeah, he's not getting married for citizenship.
Yeah.
That's important.
His mom is from Alabama or something?
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And there was something else I was going to say. She's from Ohio. Oh, he is staying with his parents' friends' neighbors or something.
Yeah.
They live in the U.S., but he said they're like his second family. And he said he loves being in the U.S. He can't imagine going back home and like all this. He does want to go back to New Zealand and have a wedding.
Yes.
Because his parents are there, but he loves being in the U.S. and being in Colorado because that's where his chosen family is. Which is important because her family is low-key crazy.
Dude, I'm worried about them.
I feel like they could ruin it. Like they're so like protective in a way that comes off jealous.
Yep. Her sisters are very much like that, getting jealous energy.
Yeah, and then she even had one of her friends, I think in the interviews or like when they were doing like the I'm getting married like lunch or whatever, one of them was like, yeah, I don't think she's ready to get married. Like I love her, but she's not ready. And
she's all about herself.
She's all about herself.
She's self-centered.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Like, whoa. Calm down.
This is why people don't have women. This is why girls don't have friends.
Facts. I was just like, wow. And she told him straight up, she's like, yeah, my family's gonna grill you, and that's just how they are. But she tried to tell him, like, please be nice. Like, y'all can be really judgmental and rude. Like, just be nice to him. And they're like, yeah, sure. Their wedding was lovely. They are very lovely. I'm rooting for them. I think they're gonna work as long as she doesn't let her family get in the way. Like, he has no issues. Unless
Maybe
he has
he
some
does.
deep, dark secrets.
I don't know. I can
about.
feel him being a little bit too like soft and mushy, and her just running all over him. But
I don't get soft and mushy. Some of the stuff that he said, I feel like he had made that comment to her about. She said that a lot of the guys she's dated are really clingy, and he said, "Oh, I can see that."
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but it was like, but it comes off as not like just a normal gushy guy.
Oh yeah, so he's still
it comes off like he has a little bit of like edge to him, you know?
Okay.
Because like a guy that's like very like like adores her would never say like wouldn't say it that way. You know what I mean?
I think he meant it as a compliment.
He'd have been like, "Oh yeah, like
of course,
like you would said something different." Not
but
what
that's
it
what
was
he,
like low key and insults.
What he meant was, you are so attractive and so lovely. I could see you attracting like guys that are like obsessed with
but
you.
it came off as, "Wow, you attract psychos.
Right.
You seem like the kind of girl that would attract a psycho."
Right.
That's how it came out of his mouth, and I was like, "Wow, okay."
I was like, "What about her? Did you think?"
And she chose not to take it that way, but you could have taken it that way. That's what I'm saying. Is like he's not like soft, squishy guy. Yeah. I don't think so. I think the accent is kind of like throwing everybody off. I don't think he's like that squishy.
Yeah, maybe the accent makes him seem like soft and squishy.
Yeah. Okay. So
I really like them.
Okay. So last couple is Becca and Austin.
Literally, like they're twins, and I hope it stays like this. I really hope that they stay this way. This is going to hurt I'm going to be hurt. I will be hurt if they do not work with my feelings.
But her issue is her anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So
she is the type of person that needs consistent reassurance from her partner. No, I don't think it's as big of a deal.
I don't think that you don't think so?
No, I think they're playing it up. Everybody has some sort of level of anxiety, especially when you're in a relationship, and some people just need more reassurance. Now it's different because she seems very confident and very quirky.
But anxiety in a relationship is different than a diagnosable anxiety disorder, which is what she has.
Does she?
Yes.
They haven't said what it is.
Okay. Or disorder is anxiety, I think. Is that a thing?
Yes, but like, does she have panic attacks? Does she?
She has to take medication.
Okay, but there's a lot of people that have to take anxiety medication. People, it's like antidepressants. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I think that as long as she has a handle on it, it's going to be fine.
I mean, I literally have moments like where I just like feel like I'm just drowning underwater, and I just sit by myself and cry. Whoever is going to be with me is just going to have to deal with the fact that every once in a while, for no reason, I'm just going to feel that way, and I will get over it eventually.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. I think. No, I don't disagree with you. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm just saying that like they're trying to make it a big deal. It can, however, be a big deal if you're the kind of person who will sit in traffic and not drive the car anymore because you're having a panic attack. That is anxiety inducing for the other person. Okay. Now, if you're a person who's like, I'm sitting at home, I'm feeling my emotions, I can still function in life, I can still go to work, I can do all that, great. Everyone has some level of anxiety.
I mean, I feel like she works on a team of photographers. She has friends. She continues her social life. She's not a hermit.
And she made it through this process.
Without breaking down. And she did not shed a tear on the wedding. So
she didn't turn around and run back up the aisle.
Clearly, she has her anxiety a little bit more under wraps than she.
And I feel like if someone was going to have an anxiety attack, it would be right before this. Yeah. But she seems lovely, and she walked down the aisle with so much confidence. They were joking with each other, and like,
but again, like
giggling.
The stuff that they have in common, didn't they give each other like the same, like some ridiculous, like the gift was the same or something? Like,
yes. No, he picked her perfume.
The exact perfume that she wears. He got her a perfume, but the exact perfume that she wears.
Yeah.
So weird because that's his favorite scent. So he picked his favorite scent that happens to be the perfume that she wears.
Yeah. They both have slight allergies to cats, they said.
They both have slight allergies to cats. There's something else that was weird. They just like kept saying stuff and they're like, we're the same person.
Yeah. Which was funny because they kept cutting back to Becca and Austin talking about how we don't want to be the same person. We need to have our own lives and have our own interests and
Yeah,
because he's like the bike.
Oh yeah, they have some sort of hobby in common too. I can't remember what it is. They have a hobby in common.
Roller skating.
Yeah. They go. She literally just went. She just had her birthday party at the place that he always goes.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
They've never seen each other. He's never seen the pink-haired girl rollerblading across the thing.
Maybe yes. But yeah, Claire and Cameron were talking about how it's good for us to have our separate interests because he's a biker. He's the one that likes to
owns the bike shop and
but he likes to go for long bike rides and for hours.
Right.
Again, he alluded to the fact that he's like the only issue that you would have is like, oh my gosh, he's going biking again. Like
she's gonna be like, cool, I'm gonna be at brunch.
Yeah, maybe. Or she'll be like, seriously, can we just have one Saturday where you don't bike 30 miles?
Maybe. Or maybe she'll be like, See you tonight.
I guess.
Really?
Maybe. Who knows? I just feel like that could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Yeah.
Is that it? It's all of them?
Yeah, that's all of them.
There's only 4. 4?
Well, there's only 4 right
2,
now.
3,
1, 2,
4.
3. 1, 2.
There's 4 total.
3.
So there's 3 right now.
Yeah. Why weren't there normally 5?
No, they didn't always do 5. They started off. Remember back in the day, they only did 3.
Yeah.
Then they started doing 5. So maybe they just didn't find 5 this year.
Or maybe they found. Maybe they purposely only did 4 so that we could get more of. Maybe these couples are like they're hoping these couples are like real meaty.
Maybe.
Or maybe the season's gonna be a little bit shorter.
Or we're gonna get super long episodes of like nothing happening.
I hope not. I really hope not.
So we'll see. They did say they did sit Michael down, so hopefully we'll find Michael a new boo.
I hope so too.
And I think if they're keeping him on, they've been keeping him on a lot longer, so I think that they must be.
And they gave him like a good, probably like 15-20 minutes of like his emotions, talking it out with his groomsmen, all that stuff afterwards. So I feel like that's like a sign that they're gonna be like, all right, cool, like
you're gonna be a part.
It would be a waste of a good, what seems like a good, like we even like him, what seems like a good like character for the show,
right?
Like to just be like, all right, bye, dude.
Suck and suck.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So the other day, I was at the gas station. Like literally just left my workout, so I was in like workout clothes, like like leggings or whatever, and a like tank top. And I go to the gas station because Derek wanted like wanted a Celsius because he has like the flavor he likes. We didn't have any, so I went and got that, and then I had to get a little bit of gas and a protein shake, whatever. I go grab that, and while I'm like walking through the aisles to like find I was looking for this specific flavor of Prime that Phoenix likes, which I haven't been able to find, glowberry flavor.
Glowberry.
It's like the new flavor that his friends are drinking, and I can't find anywhere. So, yay for me. So I was like, since I was in there, I was like, oh, let me see if I can find this flavor. Of course, they have like 3 different flavors of Prime, but not the one. Prime Hydration, by the way, not Prime Energy. Prime Hydration that like he didn't want. So, anyways, so I'm walking down. His family comes in. All of them are giants. We're not tall people, but these people were really tall, like over 6 feet, all of them. It was a daughter, a mom. The mom was probably my height, a dad, and then a son, and then like their friends. So I was like, okay, these fools are getting snacks. They're about to go drive somewhere on a Saturday, whatever, as a group or whatever. So they come in. They're like being kind of loud, but whatever, no big deal. I just continue doing what I'm doing. And they come in the same aisle as me, and so I'm looking at like a freezer. Behind me is like chips and snacks. Okay. And I like kind of browse there. I was like, I'm good. I'll just get like what I'm getting. And while I'm looking, like this daughter who's like literally, not kidding, like had to be 6'2", like literally, she was towering over me. I'm like, gorgeous, beautiful. She had like this cute little shorts, this tank top, whatever. And her dad was with her, and she was like looking at the chips, and she went to grab a bag of chips. And he was like, you don't need that shit. You don't need that junk. Like, you've been pigging out on junk all week long, and you need to get something better for you, this and that. I'm like, okay. In itself, it's not necessarily like the thought process behind it being like, you should get something healthier, like don't eat chips every day, is okay, except she's like a 16-year-old girl who's like 6'2", obviously plays some sort of sports based on like her build, unless she's just naturally very tall and muscular.
Right.
Which probably not. And she just perfect figure. Like literally couldn't be more perfect. And her dad and mother are both like, no shade, obese. Like had to be in the 60 to 70% like body fat percentage. And I'm not exaggerating. Like literally extremely overweight people. Okay. And they're giant. So there's giant overweight people. And their beautiful daughter who is perfect. And I'm just like looking at him like, and he's like just telling her, continues to like tell her how like this is bullshit. You don't need to eat that shit. Da, da, da. And I'm like, sir, like why do you like, first of all, that's not how you talk to her. If you want her to eat healthy, maybe you should eat healthy. Maybe you are the one that like leads the pack, and you are like, hey, I'm going to get some like cashews and a water, and this is going to be my snack. Or there's like stuff you can eat in a gas station that's not like brilliant for you, but it's like better.
Maybe don't get the donuts.
Maybe don't get the donuts, or maybe like get the chips, but get like the kettle baked chips. Like there's options that aren't like you just telling her she doesn't need to be pigging. She was pigging out all day yesterday. I'm like, what the, like, I just couldn't believe like that language was like so appalling to me as a girl and a woman and a person in the fitness industry. It's just upsetting that that's
Speaking of the fitness
language.
Industry,
what?
I taught my first class.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay, let me say this one more thing, and then you can tell about your class, and then we will wrap it up. So being a person in the fitness industry, it's like super upsetting to me that one, and this is the more I talked this through with Derek, the more stuff came to my mind that bothered me. The fact that if she was to grow up and be with a man, and the dad heard a man talk to her the way he talked to her, he'd be appalled.
Right.
He would freaking punch that guy out and be like, don't talk to my daughter that way. She can eat where the fuck she wants. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? And like, he obviously didn't. I feel like sometimes dads don't see like what you're teaching your daughter is how she should let men speak to her and teach and be with her, and what she should tolerate, because you're her example. So now you're teaching her, not only are you teaching her that she should be ashamed of what she eats and shouldn't eat in front of you because you're going to criticize her and shame her in a public forum, you're also teaching her that's okay, because that's how dads are. That's how men are. That's how we're going to talk to the women in our lives. We're going to be disrespectful, and we're supposed to just sit back and tolerate it.
Right.
And I wish I had said something in the moment, and I just didn't, because I felt like it's not my business. But I should. I think, and you said the same thing that I was thinking, like, once I processed it, which was like, I should have just turned to her and been like, by the way, you're beautiful, like gorgeous.
Right.
So that she would have at least somebody tell her something positive about herself. Because now she's got to sit in the car after her dad insulted her. And now what's she going to not eat now?
Right. I mean, she's probably not going to get anything. She's going to be like, I don't want anything.
She's like, never mind, I don't want anything anyways.
Yep.
That's how it starts. That's how eating disorders and disordered eating starts. And like, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I did a whole rant on Instagram stories, so you might have heard the story twice now, but it was on my Instagram stories, and I just really like upset me. And so I just think we need to be more sensitive as adults and parents, the way that we talk to our teenage girls and our boys.
The way we present food.
Yes, the way we present food and deal with food is very important. And if you want your kids to change their eating habits, it starts with you. Change your eating habits first. Some kids just built in naturally eat well and don't have to worry about that. But if you have a child that like that's the thing that they struggle with, then the best way to do it is to
just swap out all their food for healthy versions.
Yeah, and example it. And even if they're going to eat at school, because they do have the options to eat at school, is the most of the time they're eating at home. They're eating at least 2 meals a day at home, breakfast and dinner. So example healthy snacks and things like that. So anyways, that's a whole nother rant, but yeah. So anyways, okay, you taught your yoga class.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yay!
I taught my first yoga class. It was good. It was nerve-wracking. Was not perfect, and I could probably nitpick it to death. But I'm excited because I think as I continue to teach it and stuff, it's going to be going to start to become more second nature, and I'm going to stick with my sequence. I feel like my sequence went really well.
Yeah, I liked it. It was hard though. I went to the class. It was good, but it was hard.
Good.
Which I like. I mean, it was hard, but hard to me is good.
But I like the sequence because I can make it less hard or more hard.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I can just like not have you guys do push-ups.
No, leave it in.
Okay.
I think you should leave it all in.
Okay.
I think everything was great. I think the thing that was funny to me about it was that like you could see the whole class, and all I could see was Jess and Caitlin. So like I was thinking like, oh, we should do inversions, like show us this, and then you're like, well, not everybody in the class was hanging in there.
No, like there are people that weren't hanging in there as much as well as like others, you know, and that's fine. Like it's yoga, so like everybody's going to be at their own pace, their own level. But it's almost like I wish, and it's weird because in yoga I do this where I, as a person who's seasoned in yoga, I sit in the front because I want the mirrors. I want both mirrors. Whereas people who are not, they want to be in the back, and it's like the opposite. I actually need you in the front,
right?
I need the people that are more seasoned in the back, and I need the people.
Yeah.
Like as a teacher now, I'm like, wow, this is super fucking annoying. I have the people in the back that don't. Because now I'm like, I wish you were closer to me so I can like get to you and like acknowledge you and like pay closer attention.
Right.
And but also too, you have to be aware that like you can't have, in order to cue and like adjust people, you can't make everybody else suffer to adjust this one person.
Yeah.
Because to me, there's like a certain level of adjustment that I just can't make. That I would need one-on-one time to do with people.
Yeah. And it's very similar, like for you too, like as people come to your class, just like similar to F45 in that way, is like as more people would come to my class, like I would get to know them so that I didn't program the workouts, but I would know like their strengths and their weaknesses so that I could like make sure that like if I'm going to say a cue, like we do it at the intro, but like if I'm going to say a cue or like I'm going to watch them during the workout, know when they're going to come to a specific movement I know they're going to struggle with and make sure I make my way over there. You know what I'm saying? Like so that you get to know them a little bit.
I do know that the people from if the women that came to my class last time come again, I want to make sure that like I cue things like doing like, or I demo positions like from your knees, like the lower to the ground positions, and like supported positions.
Yeah.
So that
I showed the girl next to me because you had us doing the boat, and I was like, she was struggling because she couldn't hold her legs up, and I was like, put your hands under your lower back to support you.
Because I was like, roll up into boat.
Yeah, and I was like, when I looked at Jess, I was like, because I know that it's hard, and so the girl next to me, she was trying to do it, and I was like, I told her like, yeah, I hope that's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like. I didn't coach her, but I was like, notice. I was like, you look like you're struggling, and I just happened to look over and see her, and I was like, you could do this, and it'll be easier because I do that. Like, I don't have to do it as much, but like postpartum, like I had to do a lot of supported movements because like my core wasn't as strong. So you can still get the same like.
I mean, even in like a bridge pose, for example, you can do a supported bridge. You can put a block underneath your lower back and just that's as far as how you can go. It takes a little bit of pressure off of like your legs and stuff, especially if you can't lift yourself up. But
who else did the wheel? Did Jess do wheel?
Jess couldn't get all the way up in the wheel. I don't think Jess has the
shoulder
lower
back.
Lower back.
Yes, I did
mobility.
Notice that her lower back is. I think it's really tight.
Yeah.
Because she was saying like some of the moves, she's like, I can't get any farther than this. Jess, we like your lower back out. So
yeah, but I do so much lower back, like back bends and stuff. What I was hoping out of the class was that people would get to a point where I was doing the opposite movement and like preparation movements, then the movement, and then opposite movements in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So that I wanted people to feel like at the end, that's why we did like seated forward fold and supine twist, because I felt like I did a lot of heart opening and back bending.
Yeah.
So I felt like great. I was hoping it would balance itself.
Yeah. It was great.
So
I really liked the sequence. I thought the sequence was really cool. But yeah, I definitely think that you should just say, now we're gonna switch sides.
Man,
don't try to
left
remember
and right side.
Don't try to remember left and right.
It's so hard because when you're facing people, then you're like, wait, did I do this side already? This is my right side, but that's your left side. Like that is hard to remember.
Yeah, I just say switch sides. You know, I thought about that today because I thought about, and also, people don't necessarily have to start on the same side. It's not that serious. As long as we're doing each side, it doesn't really matter. Is it going to be awkward if I'm like me? I was the opposite side, so I'm facing someone. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but then it's like, oh well, then I have a choice. Do I do the whole sequence opposite of the whole class, or do I just say, charge it, as they would say on Shits and Gigs, and then just move on? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I was going to say, I thought about this today because my coach at Sweat Circuit was doing we were doing the cool down at the end. And he said, we did one side, and then he goes, switch sides. He knew that not everybody started on the same side. Yeah. So even if you say right, somebody is inevitably going to start on the left side because they're just not paying attention.
This is what I told myself before I got into the class, is that I'm going to always start on my right side.
Yeah.
So then I know that when we do it again, it's always going to be on the left.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember that
you had
note
said that
when
too.
I was in there. So I forgot.
Okay.
So I'm all, because to me it's awkward to start on the left because I'm right-handed.
Right.
So it makes more sense to start right. Like I have a teacher that I take a class with. She always starts on the left, and it always throws me. She's like, "We're gonna do the left." I'm like, the left side first. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that feels weird, but I guess we're doing the left side first. So,
but for a lot of people, the left side's the harder side.
I am definitely tighter on certain sides. Did my poses look funky when I was doing them?
No. To be honest, I wasn't
you
looking.
Couldn't see me.
Yeah, I was trying to look down and look in the direction I need to look. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, but altogether, I think it was programmed really well.
I was trying to think about ways to like cue fall and star to where it wouldn't be so awkward.
No, I thought it was great, but also, I think the second time you cued it, it made more sense,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, because the first time I cued it, and I was like, let me show you how to do it. But the thing is, Sabrina, who has done it multiple times, knew exactly where I was going. Where then when I was watching the class, I was like, oh, everybody doesn't know where I'm going. I guess we're gonna, because she knew as soon as I said extend your leg, she already knew that's where I was going, and I would have already known that's where they're going to. But I've actually never heard somebody cue. They just say extend your leg and reach back into fall and star. But if you've never done it before, then I was trying to think. I was like, how do I explain this pose to people who've never done it?
Yeah, like just the way that your cadence, your use of the language, your use of the Sanskrit words, all that stuff, like was really strong. Yeah, it was good.
I didn't really use many Sanskrit words.
You used probably like 4 or 5, which is plenty.
Okay.
Also, you should change cat cow to unicorn and
rainbow.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. I forgot to do it.
When you said it, I was like, it's not. It's just the only reason it's triggering for me is because when I did my certification that I just did, the prenatal,
they're very specific about it.
It's just like when you're talking about, because when you're not pregnant, it's not triggering. But when you're pregnant or postpartum, the last thing you want to be referred to is a cow. So I just hear it. I'm just.
I don't know why it's called. There's not a Sanskrit term for cat cow. So I don't know why it's named that. Like I understand cat spine makes sense to me because it's like an angry cat where they're like.
Except you called it cat cow when we were in our seated position.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that there was a cat cow. I was confused.
There's a seat. We're doing seated cat cows.
Okay.
So even when I told you guys to do the knee to nose and I said do a cat spine, it just means like round your spine and like push away from put yourself away from the ground and just like really stretch out your back and go round and then the other direction.
Only reason I knew what you were doing is because I looked up and I saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
I literally don't. I was so confused. I was like, "What are we doing? Cat cow?" But we're sitting.
Seated cat cows.
Okay.
I'll be sure to say seated next time.
Yeah. I don't think you. Yeah. I don't think that you said seated, but I figured it out because I was watching you. Because I was like, we're gonna do cat cows, but are we supposed to get up and do cat cow? But then when you queued up when you queued up to knees, or on your knees and hands and knees, I was like, oh. Okay.
I wasn't gonna do all the body rolls and stuff. I added in the moment, and then also when we got into tabletop,
you did a lot of body rolls. I feel like that was a lot of them, a lot of rolling. You're like, you said that like 4, like I think you said 3, 4 times. I was like, okay,
when we're in the cat cow,
initially rolled, or yeah.
When we were sitting or when we were doing,
I'm not sure, but whenever you cued the body rolls, I felt like we did a lot of them.
Okay. Well, people weren't doing them right.
Oh, that's why I kept saying it.
Yeah. Oh. Well, because they're making. Anyways, we love talking to you guys. I guess I can finish debating how great my class is. But if you would love to come to my class, please do. Just let me know. I do have another Instagram for my yoga page. It's Amber Glow Yoga on Instagram, and then please feel free to follow us on our social medias. And as always,
I'll put them down here, and they'll be in the description.
Always. Let us know what you think, and let us know what your thoughts are on this season of MAFS. We'd love to hear it. And we will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Bye.